Hi guys, I thought I would come in and give you a quick little how-to video on how to use OneNote and how to do math in OneNote, because that's kind of a little bit of the power of this that might help you out in terms of doing certain things. All right, so the first thing that I wanted to show you is that you can actually type mathematic things in OneNote and then maybe use those to insert into other things that you are doing. So what you're going to do is, if you want to type a math equation, you're going to come up here to insert, and you see over here, one, you've got symbol if you just need a symbol, but you have equation. So if you click on that, notice that it comes up right here with this type equation here, and then right here you have recent symbols. I obviously have a lot because I've been using this. You may not have any right here. Symbols are located in this one, so there's basic math, your Greek letters, your special set symbols, operators, arrows, all sorts of those things live here that you can insert. Also structures. That's kind of the beauty of this, that if you need to type something. So suppose I need to type a fraction, so I can click on the fractions, and I can just choose the standard fraction. Notice I get this little box here, and then I could start typing if I want to do 1 plus, and then maybe I want an exponential right there. So I'll go to this and grab the exponential, and then I could just go e to the x and type that in. So it's fairly straightforward kind of when you're looking at it in terms of your structures. Notice, look, they even have some trig down here already set up. So you just put like your sine function down here and 2x. Whatever you need to do for that, that'll give you an opportunity to type mathematical symbols fairly easily as you're looking at those items. So this is kind of handy if you needed to type mathematics. All right, the next thing that you can do, so let's close that out. And if I needed that, like to copy and paste it into some other things, like into your text boxes in the group activities that are in Schoology, you should be able to just copy and Control C for copy and paste it in. I think right here, you just copy that and then go to the group activity in OneNote. Let me test it out real quick. All right, so here I've opened this group discussion, wonderful introduction to calculus, just to kind of show you something. It's not perfect, but it definitely would help. So if you needed to put a math thing, if you're just typing text, you just double click in the box and then type away. But if you needed a math equation, when I copied that and then I come over here, if I right click and paste, then right down here is my math equation, and you can just stick that in the box, and then I'll be able to see kind of what equation you wanted to type in there if you had that. All right, so that's option number one for working with OneNote, that you can actually have that type for you. Now, the other thing that's kind of nice, and this might look a little awkward because I'm going to try to write on my screen here. So when you're doing your draw right here, so suppose I write the equation y equals 2x plus 3. So if I do that, and if you have handwriting, or you can type it, it doesn't really matter whether you type or you draw. So if I select that equation, there's another thing you can do. I'm in the draw menu. I come over here to this down arrow in mine. There's a math feature. And so there are things that you can do, even if you handwrite or type in. You just select your equation, and you can come over here. I can ink to math, which is nice. It'll change it to type if I was handwriting it. And then the other action that I might have, maybe I want to graph it or solve for x. So if I solve this for x, it'll do that for me. If you want to show the steps, you can do that. So there are some things for kind of nice things to help you out if you're struggling with a little bit of solving. And then notice it also will generate a practice quiz. Like, hey, I need to know how to do this. I couldn't figure it out, but maybe I could ask OneNote to help me out. Let's select this again. I can select it there, come back into math. My action could be graph in 2D. And really quickly, if I just need a quick sketch of it, I have that. And what I can do after I have the sketch, you can then insert it on the page and it will insert it for you. And you can do things. Here are some key graph features. So there are things that you can do. Like here they're showing them on the graph. You can scroll. I mean, it's useful in terms of like instead of going to Desmos, you can actually play around with some of the math things in here. It's not perfect. It's not the whiz bang, but if you're doing homework, instead of picking up your calculator and trying to graph something, you can actually get quick graphs in Desmos as you're working on it. So I just wanted to show you that those are two features that are kind of very nice in the OneNote notebook as you're working. Let me recap what they were for you really quickly. One was type an equation or write an equation if you had a stylus, select it and come over here into math, and then you can do different things like solve and graph and things like that. Or you can go to your typing, I just want to type things in, that's in the insert menu, and then you come over here to equation and you can insert an equation. And notice the math is also over here as well. So there's two places where that math is that you can insert right into the document. All right, so that's your intro on how to use math in your OneNote notebook.